shit right now. Okay, real shit right now. Yeah, real shit right now. Hey, real shit right now. Hey.
It's like a great actor and probably more than I really expected, and it showed. Like I literally had to back out from a close up because he was giving me so many things, no homo, with his body that I wanted to show on film. I was like, I want to capture this performance.
Damn,
so
nice.
yeah, dude, I felt it in my soul.
Half erect, not full, but half.
Dude, I got a little chub.
Real shit.
All right, welcome everyone. This is Aaron from Real Shea right now, Unplugged. We are on episode 9 now, week 3 of our Prague adventures. We have 4 directors with me right now who are going to discuss everything, not everything, but what it was like having to communicate over the seas with people who barely speak our language and we speak none of their language about directing a film. I'm just going to hand this off to whoever wants it and we can get started.
Well, personally, all right. So Joe just asked, how open are we supposed to get on this podcast?
I'm just gonna be professional.
Be professional. Like you're being interviewed by Entertainment Weekly. Okay.
You really hold this podcast up to high standards.
No, all I'm saying is that you don't want to like really.
I was telling Shea we probably shouldn't bitch too much about it.
Yeah, exactly.
If our stuff ever gets out there and people see this, they're gonna be like,
Yeah. Okay. This guy can't work with him.
yeah.
So, Pez, how's your shoot?
I went pretty well, you know. Yeah.
Oh my God, you are just a bastion of just colorful words and intrigue.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Try. We shot for 3 days. First day went really well. We finished quite early.
Okay.
I had a schedule.
How many shots did you need to get done?
I don't fucking know.
Okay.
I just got what needed to get done.
You?
We had like a decent amount of shots, but I condensed them. I condensed a good amount of them to like be in the same shot, so we could just cut it and then edit it. So there's 2 shots.
My man. Okay. What?
Vietnamese place too?
Yeah, you did.
What'd you get?
I think it's rice and curry.
Could I have a little bit?
Dude, the lo mein at the
No, wait,
Vietnamese
hold
place
on.
is fucking
Side note:
delicious.
everybody has everybody has been to this Vietnamese place, and I have never been in.
I'll take you, dude.
Okay, you'll take me.
I'll take you a little date.
Okay. Honestly, we can go after because I need to shower and eat. I'm so hungry. Yeah. 10 out of 10 would bang, huh?
It was not 10 out of 10.
Okay,
It
9 out of 10.
sounded like 8 out of 10.
Okay, in
8 out of
Czech
10.
Republic standards, it's a 10 out of 10.
Czech Republic standards. Czech Republic standards is probably like a 5 out of 10.
Oh God. He's throwing all the shade. All right, but yeah. So first day, you condensed down a few shots to.
Yeah, pretty quickly.
Yeah.
You know, my actors were pretty solid.
Yeah.
Nothing to complain about. The only thing was like my set. Lady's a
Mhm.
shitty studio.
Yeah.
Kind of pissed me off. But
Well, I was on your studio. I was on your set today, and while you were packing up. Granted, I didn't see it on camera, but it seemed like it had like a mood to it. You know.
I mean, it had a mood. I'll say that. Yeah, probably.
Yeah. All right, but
depressed.
yeah. First day. So first day you condensed out a few shots, got finished early. Second day, how'd it go?
Second day went really well. We went early to this cafe in the square.
Oh yeah, that's when we ran into you, right?
Very nice. We set up some really nice lighting on the inside.
Yeah.
Looked very nice, very professional.
Mm-hmm.
Saw red glow. I don't know if this is really worth.
Oh, in the back, in the back.
Yeah, there's like a red.
Yeah,
light
it was really
being
cool. It
pushed
was
through one of the windows
It
or
was
something.
like the restroom.
Ah.
Yeah, we had a red light back there. Just to give
Was
it
that
little-
a metaphor for the cocaine lounge?
Yes. It was a reference to Eugene's film.
Honestly, if it was, I'd be so honored.
I was like, I need to throw this red light in there.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you were filming at the cafe, like, what was like the hardest thing you had to deal with?
Hardest thing
Yeah.
was probably just hiding the lights
Hiding the lights. Okay.
because it was such a tight space.
That's what she said. Yeah. But okay. Hiding the
was-
lights in tight space.
Very tight space. We had to hide the lighting.
Yeah.
Like,
And then also filming. We're not running out of time because the sun comes up at like 4:30.
no, it's already up at like 3:50. Like,
Yeah, like
it lights up
it
the
starts
town.
lighting up. Yeah, like we
But
didn't
it's
get
up
we didn't
by
get
like
we didn't
4:30,
get one shot. And it was a double of the conversation outside, and kind of blown about it. But
You weren't able to get that on Monday?
we don't have reshoots. Oh, on Monday? No,
Yeah, this
Monday.
was the second
Monday
day.
we had to stay in the studio because we only had the actors for a couple hours because they had to leave at 5.
this mic on the entire time?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All of them are.
I thought you switched. And I was like, oh shit.
I feel like I was gonna ask a question about hiding the lights. Was it just more they're in the view of the camera or reflection wise?
Oh, 'cause it was more reflection because there's a mirror at the end, and then so we had the camera all the way back to the door, so we had to hide it over to the left.
At least with mirrors, you
But
can
what we
fix
did
that
was
in post
we-
if you really
Or
wanted
we
to.
just tilted the mirror up a little bit. You can't even tell.
Or that.
Honestly, like, how big was the mirror? I could have used that on my set. Honestly,
It was really big.
fuck. Yeah. Well. Side
They
note,
also
like
gave
in my
us-
sheet, there was like this one
they
mirror shot
also
that we
gave
couldn't
us-
get
I'm trying
because
to
we
talk
couldn't get a
about it.
mirror. So yeah, I'm kind of jelly. Yeah.
They also
continue.
gave us free coffee. It's pretty cool.
I'm not a coffee guy, so
Yeah,
that's
cool,
whatever.
fuck you, yourself. But you didn't talk to her, you fuck.
Shut the fuck up.
I said, ask guy for a beer. You said, man, you gotta take it
No, he's
slow."
irrelevant. We only need to hear him today. Yeah. All right. Yeah, the waste of
Super
space
quiet.
Christian.
That's a great way to
Yeah.
open this. 6 minutes in, and that's quietness. Nice experience, though.
Okay.
We're gonna have Eugene go next, and then you can go. Just because I was part of Eugene's group, I could also put input.
Yeah.
My main thing with our shooting was on the first night when we
Just
told-
no moon jokes.
when one of the Czech lighting students wanted to get natural moon lighting, and we repeatedly told him that's impossible to do because it was a fully cloudy night. And then he blew one of the fuses in the houses one of the fuses in there where we were filming. So that's my most memorable moment.
Okay, so the first night we had to shoot like an exterior shot. We had to get day and night scenes done. So the day scene went fairly well. I think did we shoot on the red for the
the day ones we did on the Black Magic.
Okay.
Then the night we did on the red.
Okay, so the day we did on Black Magic just because it was the easiest setup and easy for footage to work with. The night happened, and yeah, the first night I was promoting a little bit of creativity and whatnot, and just so the Czech kids can just run free and whatnot. But the thing was that that setup wasn't the best for Moonlight, but y'all were mad.
Really?
Y'all were peeved.
We were supposed to be gone at like 9:30 if we had done it our way, but
Yeah.
he was so adamant. He didn't give a fuck what we were saying, and we sat there for 4 extra hours. I know it's not like we have Hollywood or something.
That was Jake's just tagline throughout the entire time. But I'm not gonna put him on blast, 'cause he's not even here. But so that was the first night. So the first night it could have ran smoother. It was a little bit rocky because of the lighting situation. But we did get a few really cool shots.
Yeah, they looked nice once we fixed it.
I respect their enthusiasm.
I respect it
yeah.
to a certain limit when it cuts into my sleep.
Yeah, because we got
Because
back.
we expected to end at like 9:30 so we could all get dinner.
Yeah.
Because none of us ate before going to the set because we assumed it was only going to be like 4 hours or like 6 hours because we all met up at like 4.
Yeah.
Or no, we all met up at 3
Yeah, it was like 3.
just to do a pre-production meeting. So all of us skipped dinner, and then we expected to be done in time to stop at some place to get dinner, and that never happened.
Yeah. So then the second night happened, and then my AD had brought to my attention that it can't run like that the entire shoot. And I reassured him that it wouldn't, and that's not usually how I run something. It's just it almost feels like sometimes we were like a guest on sets that were for us. And that's because of the fact that, we don't live here. We don't speak the language. We're in like a foreign land and whatnot. So it's just growing pains. Anyway. Yeah.
Are you guys
Yeah.
podcast?
Where is it?
It's
Oh, you just listen to it. No.
that's what a podcast is, buddy.
I thought it was a video too.
No.
It's a lot more
Yeah,
work to do.
yeah.
No, but no, I get that. Except,
Yeah.
what's it called? I think the only time I felt like that was when the DP and light gaffers were setting up lights because they would discuss everything in Czech, and you couldn't understand a word.
I got you.
And then like I just talk with the DP and then work everything out with them and see what's up. But I want to say shout out to the gaffers, the Czech gaffers. They really know what they're doing. Like they're fucking.
They are good, but I don't know about you guys, but most of our Czech students either spoke or did understand English, which is what also kind of was like. We could have probably been a little bit more efficient because they all understood what we were saying.
Yeah, no, they all understood English too, but I think it's just easier for them when they're like discussing.
Oh no, I understand the discussing part. I'm just more of just like.
But yeah,
we said what we wanted.
Oh no, I definitely get that.
Okay, so the second day we went off to that sort of thing, and I was a little worried, but I literally had in my mind, I'm like, okay, if I don't rein this fucking thing in, the whole thing is not gonna work. It's not gonna work out, even though like I have a really strong crew, really strong script, really strong locations. It's not gonna work if I don't like just say, hey, we're gonna do this like my way. So, we're getting shots I want to, even though at one point I really wanted like a wide down the alleyway, right? And they kept saying, oh no, blah blah. I'm like, no, like I want this. And so what I did was I compromised. I was like, okay, instead of in the beginning of the shot, I'm gonna have it at the end, and that's how we lead on to our next location. So. That was really great. I tried to tag on a joke, and I fell so hard.
The best part was when we were on set the second day, there was this dog limping like it should be put down. And so we made the joke.
Oh, I didn't even hear that part.
Okay, well, I made the joke that, because I forgot. I think Allie or someone was like, "Someone should really do something about that dog," and I was like, "Oh, I know." And I like motioned, like kicking the shit out of it. And then I think that's what Eugene heard.
Yeah,
so
I heard.
Tried to do the kick the baby thing, but it just rained, and he did it over a sewer grate. And Cartoon slipped like it was a banana, fell straight on the cobblestone.
Dude, all
the Czech students were quiet as shit. They didn't know how to respond, and then all of us Americans just bursted out laughing for like 5 minutes straight. And then they were doing a voiceover. So like right when he fell, they were like, quiet on set. And we're just sitting there like,
I hit that shit so hard. Like literally after the day was done, I couldn't lay down properly because like my ankle was just swollen. I hit the ground. It was like the Charlie Brown missed the football type of flip. Dude, it legit was that. I was like, damn, that was a good joke. I'm like, dude, I fucking hurt. I hurt on the inside and out. And my man Pez is like propped up. Okay. But yeah, so that it kept the levity going a little bit on our side. Yeah.
Yeah, no. So I really think we should do like a little like recap here. So I'm Shea McGowie. I'm the director of En Passant.
God damn, I'm telling the story.
What? Pez just said he didn't say his name, so I was like, let's do a. This is Pez. He's the director of A Well-Respected Man.
Is he really well-respected?
He was very well-respected. Joey was the director
Jesus
of
Christ,
Black Hand. And Eugene Rose III was the director of... You just changed the name to your script and I forget what it was.
I can't pronounce it. It has a G in it.
Spot in Okay. He can't... Yeah, I remember your name change.
My name's probably changing again.
Changing again?
That was the first day.
No, I think Evan bought it. Evan bought it. Let me see.
Yeah, Evan bought it.
Evan bought it and then he gave it to Vin.
Yeah.
Now, I just want to really see because like.
All right, hold on. All right. They're talking about syrup that has been here for 2 weeks, and but yeah, okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Eugene. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, wait.
No, well, Pez said.
I no.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, whoa, hold on. Only on day 2. All right, but then so the second location I had for that day was really, really good, but we were losing light so fast. And I remember I wanted it all basically in silhouettes. And basically when we got there, I was like, okay, this looks great. It's going to work. So we got the shots in the middle of it. Like, it had gotten a little bit darker, and the street lights started turning on. I was like, well. But it honestly all worked out. And then we moved on to my last set. Everything worked perfectly. And then the third day was honestly, it gave me the most confidence in the project because of the fact that we had to do a fight scene. I was worried about it all day, and it was going to be the most difficult thing to shoot. I knew that. Then when we got to it, it was like around 1 o'clock in the morning. I was like, okay, this fight scene is going to take me hours to do. The sun's going to come up in like 3 hours. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. And then my AD just comes up to me. He's joking. He's like, okay, we have an alternative. You can just shoot him. Yeah, he's like, you can just shoot him. I'm like, yeah. He's like, no, you serious? You want that? Yes, dead ass. Just shoot him. And I was literally like a kid in a candy store. I felt so great about everything. I'm like, and it fits the mood and everything like that.
Since we're at the end of your story, I just wanted to point out I played an extra, and you got to see the beautiful back of my head for like 3 seconds. It was amazing. Oscar worthy.
Yeah, you were a good extra. I saw that picture.
Yeah, it's a beautiful back of the head too. Oh yeah, that one it took us like around 10 times to do too.
No, yeah, we were on that one. We were on that one scene for like 3 hours, but that's also setting it up. And then after that, we did three to four medium / close-ups, and got done. But that was great. I love the shoot. It worked. I love the shoot. It worked actually a lot more efficiently than the first night did.
And that's only because I was like, all right, I'm gonna have to be not a hard ass, but just stern.
Papa Bear in the house.
That's my Papa Bear.
But yeah, so that one comment honestly made the $3,500 that we paid worth it for me at least, because that feeling of euphoria, I was like, oh, thank you.
3,500 crowns.
No, for the whole trip.
No, for the whole trip.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, that is the movie is our takeaway for the expense.
Yeah,
I mean,
pretty much.
I definitely.
But yeah, so we wrapped like what 3 in the morning, and then we had to offload all the media, and that was kind of was like a buzzkill. We took shots of absinthe and
Keeping it classy. Keeping it classy. I like it.
Yeah, so that was my time. So relatively problem free, except for that breaker bursting on us and the first day, and it just delaying everything, and then a little bit of drama here and there.
I mean, I think shit happens on set. Whether you're in America or Czech Republic, shit happens on set.
Well,
you know?
not to this extent, because there's like a cultural barrier.
No, I mean that definitely. I think we all here.
Because if it was all Americans, then it would have ran. We wouldn't have waited that long, and then I wouldn't have had to have a conversation like right before I was on set about just like stuff that was happening, which I'm like.
There were advantages and
I wanted to know.
disadvantages for sure.
A fun little story that Mikhail told you before we handed over to Joey.
Oh, okay. Real quick, I was a little bit like what, but whatever. I wasn't ticked off, but too much was going on for me to actually worry about the comment that was said. He was like, "Okay, Eugene, come over here. I want to talk to you real quick." Okay. So Black Flag, we call Czech crew, we call nigger, and if you hear it in Czech crew, because we forgot English word for flag, for Black Flag, it's okay. I'm like, I told him, I looked him dead ass in the eye. I'm like, I really don't care right now. All I care about, and I pointed to the camera, was like, it was in that frame. Whatever happens. I'm not too concerned. Now, if it was if Tyra's on my set, I'm like, yo, you do not say that shit. Straight up. That is a black woman. You don't do that, bro.
WHOMAN.
But if somebody said it like around Zania or something like that, I would have like taken her side and taken the other person's side, like, hey, you can't be doing that. But Zania, they weren't calling you a trip like a GER and shit. A goddamn nigger and shit. Like, but straight up, but how they say it, it's like it doesn't even hit me. Like it's like oh nigga, I'm like it's like you just found out about the word like yesterday and you're trying to say it like.
Dick SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Did you see yesterday? I don't know who was with me. One of the German kids in our dorm came out with a Confederate flag on their shirt.
Yeah,
I've been seeing
There's a lot of white power graffiti too.
Yeah, but here's how I handle that.
And Nazis and anti-Antifa stuff, which is just funny. It's kind of, isn't it a double negative to be anti-Antifa? Because
you're just a pez if you are.
I just want to say that's not actually what they call a black flag, by the way. Just make sure we talk about that.
I
don't know what they call it, but I did not hear that word once on my set. And I was hanging out with my graphers and DP the whole time, and they never said that. They never said it.
Well, do you guys even flag anything down?
We used a lot of fucking flags.
How many did you use? Like 2?
We had like 5.
5? Where?
Yeah. We used to have him all over the place, dude.
All I know is when we were at Barendorf, he was.
I had professional.
He was when we were in the parking lot at Barendorf Studios. He was talking to Pepe about what do you call black flag, like the cloth, and so I feel like he was really skirting around. But whatever they do call it, even the guy at Barendorf was asking Pepe to make sure he got it right.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like it was that and muslin. I feel like that's like the same thing to them. So like and a few times he was trying to say it to Madison. He was like, "What do you call?" And he was pointing at it. He was like, he did not want to say it, and that's why he was just like, "What do you call?"
Did it not have like the word duvetine or anything? Did it not have the word duvetine? That's what it is. It's just duvetine.
We're not off.
You know what
Peasants.
duvetine is? Duvetine is
Yes,
just the
it's
black,
just a black cloth,
That's
but
all it is.
they
I mean, they could just say
they
that.
don't like when we were gonna possibly have a rap party. He was like, "Oh, what do you call it at the end of your shoots?" We were like, "A rap party," because we just wrapped up shooting.
Well, you guys said like
And
some serious like non-English speakers thing. Because my dudes are like, "It's a rap party time."
oh,
When I said it, they didn't
probably not.
understand.
Yeah.
I said it's a rap, and everyone's like,
Yeah.
they were looking around like, oh, we're done.
Yeah, but I only had like another like a nigga story here, and that was about to be premiere. It's about to be premiere. We're walking up, all of a sudden, black dude, or not even black dude. Sorry, because if it was black, I wouldn't have cared. It was some dude, and I think he was gypsy, and he just walked by and was like, "Yeah, nigga," and I was like,
derogatory term, sir.
I legit, no, I didn't even go that deep. I looked
No,
at him.
gypsy is a derogatory term.
Oh well, that's what. Hey, fuck it.
Just you know, get PC
Homeboy
over
was
here.
screaming it at me like that was my fucking name. I was almost like, nigga, you don't know me. Like, I almost to right the fuck back at him. But I just looked at him like, you don't say that. And I knew he didn't know what I was saying, but he saw me like shaking my head no. And I was just like, don't say that, dog. But yeah, that's how that went. And that is my story of production and niggerdom in Czech Republic.
All right, Jay, let's do this.
All right,
Yeah,
you
man.
can go first. 'cause-
We went first. I went first. I was the first one.
Oh yeah, you were the
shooting.
first one to shoot. That's
yeah,
right.
and then Joey followed a day after.
Mm.
I mean, first, I just want to say I'm very proud of everybody here. I mean, we didn't really know what we were going into 100%. All of us have like a little experience directing at home, but in comfortable environments, I might say. You know, this is definitely was not a
Definitely
comfortable.
comfortable
Yeah, this was definitely not the most comfortable environment for a lot of the reasons already mentioned. But I mean, it wasn't as bad as Eugene's experience, obviously. The language barrier was tough.
That was. Yeah.
I think what was hardest for me with the language barrier was not knowing what lines my actors were saying at that moment in the script.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, cause like I had one part where we had to do a scene, and I forgot, we were just letting it drag on a little bit for editing purposes before I yelled cut. And
Right.
so literally my actor delivered it. I was like, cut. And then the chick on my set, she goes, you just cut him in the middle of his
Right,
line.
yeah.
Like, I was like, oh.
I have a similar story, except so we did a really long take of like a conversation. We went through the whole thing, and they have like pauses in between.
Yeah.
And so they finished their line, and I'm
Right.
not sure if they're finished. I'm waiting.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then
Everyone's
everybody
looking
just
at you.
looks at
Yeah,
me
yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
like, cut.
Yeah, exactly.
It's sort of like,
And then
Nah.
everybody just bursts out laughing.
But
Yeah.
it is good to roll, though. I mean, even after that, before you say cut, it's good to roll. But the one thing I think I want to talk about the most, or I'll spend the most time on, because I feel like that's, like as a director, that's what we focus on the most, is coaching our actors and being able to communicate with our actors to get the performance that we wanted. So all my actors spoke Czech. One spoke a little bit of English, but like nothing past rudimentary English. So it was like it was the art of figuring out how to communicate what you need with like the simplest, quickest solution possible. Instead of explaining it like, okay, first go here and do this and that, I tried to find like something that would just click like right away.
oh, man.
Eugene said he never had that. Pez is going to say.
Did your people like not speak English at all? Your actors?
Crew or cast? Actors? I had two that spoke, like, again, very elementary English, and then the other two spoke none at all.
Okay. Because I only had two actors, and they both spoke pretty great English, so I could easily direct them.
Okay, so that so
it
that's
wasn't-
definitely...
it wasn't difficult for me. You know?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely an
Just-
advantage, but...
yeah, my actors were great.
My God, Eugene,
My
again?
girl actor had like a beautiful singing voice. Let me tell you.
I know, but I didn't even say my piece yet.
Okay, real quick.
All right, real quick.
None of them spoke English really.
English.
No one spoke English really well. English. But real quick. I didn't need to do much because my AD knew if it was a bad take or not. And then when he said it was a good take, I was like, do this. Is that a?
It's a goat cheese. Shut up.
Fuck.
No, shut up. Keep
Stop.
going.
Okay, we're getting distracted. Hold on.
No. This is you said real quick.
Yeah. I know. I'm trying to like get my thoughts straight.
So
So
you said your AD knew when it was a
know.
good take. So, but the thing with that is that I didn't want to rely on my AD to know whether it was a good take or not.
it's the fact that we would have to because we don't know if they're stuttering. We don't know if they're trying to pause on the word. But here's the thing. Exactly. Well, I don't know if he had a stutter or Michael was just flaming him.
The audio people said it.
Okay. So, but at one point, I was like, okay, if it's a good take, and I know it's a good take, and he tells me it's a good take, I look at him, and he said, okay, good. And then all of a sudden, what I needed out of the scene, I was like, okay, can he smile here? Can he nod here? Can he go faster
Yeah,
here?
I mean, you could definitely
it.
you could definitely accent it a little bit, but for me, I was really trying to get more like in depth with them, even in not being able to speak their language. So, like some of the things that I did was my actors were costumed in period clothing. So my piece is set in 1908. So one character was dressed in was very well dressed in period clothing, and he was having a hard time. He kept trying to understand like what is his motivation in the scene, what is his attitude, his persona, because it was very enigmatic. It was sort of like we were playing with a myth at that time. So I was trying to think of like the best, most clear way to explain to him like all these like sophisticated words, and then I just said to him, "You are your suit, the suit you're wearing." And immediately he just nodded his head like, okay, because he was wearing his ascot, he had his pearl tie tack, he had like a tailcoat, and so like that immediately clicked with him. So from then on, I tried to find like ways that you could just mesh immediately with what you're trying to go for.
For me, it wasn't. What I would do, because I met with Michael multiple times,
right?
And then through camera movements and whatnot, we would discuss the character, and then on set, he'd be like, okay, what's his character motivation? Then I deliver that. Until way he can understand, and then
right.
I got the. So all I had to do is like say, okay, he's like a stern stepfather that kind of fucks with him, but he doesn't like he's kind of like.
Right.
We have key too, yeah. But yeah, that's how I got it. So it'll be the initial summary, and then because Michael asked me literally on set day of again, he's like, okay, so what's this guy's motivation? I was like, okay, here you go.
I mean,
and then later on, I would just tweak it.
They're very talented actors. They know the scene. They know their character, but getting them into the skin is what you gotta massage that. You know what I mean?
Oh, so, that's what I'm saying. It only took a conversation between. And Michael would say this over a number of minutes. It wasn't as simple that, but I would tell him because he knew English very well. So I was like, okay, here's what I'm going for. Go for it. And then he'd spend an hour and a half talking about it. So I wouldn't have to really worry. I would have to worry about the shot. And that's what I need. Because for me, in my opinion, what we are doing, if we're directing like a foreign film, our job isn't to get the best performance out of the actors. It's to no. Here's what I'm saying, because we can't speak their language.
I don't
if
know
they're not
about
bilingual,
that.
that's not our job. Our job is to tweak it, because let's say if they're speaking Icelandic. It's not like we went, oh, he's powerful. No, it's like, no, he's just ordering a cheeseburger. Like we can't auditorily, we can't really hear it. And that's why we need good ADs, and we need good editing, and we need good camera work.
But I would disagree in the sense that I'd say it's still our job, but that we might just only be able to do our best and not be able to do the same that we could do.
Well, the thing is that, like, literally, if the AD wasn't there.
Right, yeah, we were definitely relying on.
So, hey, you're not the only one. So, oh, I wish.
I wish.
So, you were talking about your set. Continue about talking about your set.
Yeah, I mean, there definitely were times where I wish I could perform a little better with all the pressures that were happening and everything that was going so quickly. We had a very large crew. We had 5 American students, 2 volunteer American students, and then like 11 Czech students. So it was it was my biggest crew yet. So that was overwhelming. And there definitely are times where I wish I could have asserted myself more or been able to help things run smoothly more. But it also was comforting to fall back on some, basic skills of directing. Like there was one time where my lead actor had to be hit by a fish. And
Hit by a fish?
Hit by a fish in the head. Fish came from off screen, and the actor had a hard time. He kept on flinching before the fish came every single time because he knew it was coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a couple of takes in, we still had to fix it. So I jumped in front of him and I said, "Just look at me, eye contact right here." And as he was walking towards me, I would just kind of smile and give him gibberish, and that he was able to focus on me and not flinch before the fish came. So like a little thing like that, although it sounds like very like basic and stupid, it was a proud moment for me because I feel like I was able to succeed in that one small avenue.
I would have just acted like we were practicing and made sure the DP was rolling, and then just have the fish come in during the practice and be like, "That's our shot."
So I did that once to Scott Duvall on Quanfish. I needed him to be really afraid when Josh Cole jumped out and scared him, and he thought it was a rehearsal, and everyone was rolling, and he didn't know that Josh was going to jump out of that particular door, so he ran, and Josh jumped out, and was terrified. So I love to do that. It's a total dick move, but it's very effective. So Joey,
Yeah.
let's hear about your set.
About my set, huh?
Yep.
Well, I could definitely tell you all this right now without spoiling too much.
Oh my god.
My set probably was the most chaotic out of everyone.
Oh,
I can
bullshit.
definitely
No
say
way.
that.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like stories been going around and everything. And see, here's
Nah.
the thing. I don't know if like people know my personality. They say I'm very go with the flow. I guess I don't know if that's like I know I definitely need to be a little bit more stern with my directing because a lot of the Czech students wouldn't fucking listen to me even though I told them, "Hey guys, let's do it this way." And they're like, "Well, let's try it this way." And I'm like, "No, let's keep it going this way." I don't know if it's just the way I talk because I'm very like I don't know how to describe. Yeah, I'm like very like laid back.
You're a
I'm
nice
like,
guy.
I'm like, yeah. I'm like, "Hey guys, let's just keep going. Let's get this going on the road." I mean, I had a lot of pre-production problems. When I found out, I met my main actor who's playing. Yeah, I met my main actor who's playing an Italian American. We ended up changing that. He is not Italian American nor from the Bronx. Because that wouldn't make fucking sense. Our main actor, he's a super cool guy, and I still chill with him. Is Mexican. And then when I asked him, I was like, "Hey man, so how much Czech do you speak?" When I met him, like a week, like maybe 3 days before we started shooting, and he goes, "Oh, I don't speak Czech," and I'm like, "Nice." And then I was like, "Oh, didn't they tell you this whole thing's in Czech?" And he goes, "No, they never told me. When we were working with American filmmakers, I thought it was gonna be in English." And I'm like, "You would think, right?" Yeah. So that was another. Yeah, that was another great bombshell I had dropped on me. But, despite all the shit that went down, pre-production and on set, oh, dear God. I think it turned out pretty well.
I just have a question. Why couldn't you make him Italian American?
He's Mexican,
You do
dude.
know Hispanics play Italians all the time.
Well, we made him straight from Italy, but the dude has a very thick Hispanic, thick Mexican accent.
Really?
Yes.
I never met this guy.
Yes. So dude, because
So what is it then? If they're not black hands.
he's just straight from Italy.
Oh, so he's still Italian.
Yeah, he's still Italian. No. We just didn't make him
That's
from.
like the whole black hand thing wouldn't make sense.
No. We still made sure he was Italian and everything, but it was just like. Yeah. It was like, well, damn, he doesn't speak English. Yeah, Javon was there for that one too. Javon also, shout out to him. He was awesome on set, but he also got to play extra. He was a drunk in a bar. So good job, Javon. Despite all the problems, I still think it turned out pretty well.
Did Javon replace your pickpocketer, or was he still on set?
So here's the thing about that. So when we had our first initial pre-production meeting, one of my producers, that's another story. One of my producers, she goes, "Oh, by the way, the actor for this character, he is a really good actor, but he's a pickpocket and he's a drunk, and so you might want to watch all your stuff on set." So we were like, that's not okay. So then we went to Daniel, and then he told the heads.
Daniel's the head of the foreign
International-
exchange
yeah.
international stuff at FAMO.
Yeah, and so he told the heads, and they weren't happy. So then they talked to my producers, and then my producer, she comes to me, she goes, no, he has a history of that. Like, yeah, and I'm like, okay, but whatever. So I met the dude.
If
He
Hitler
didn't-
was still alive, I wouldn't let him command my army or anything for a while.
yeah.
He doesn't have a good track record.
So like that's the thing is like he comes on set the day we have him, and he doesn't speak a lick of English, but he was the fucking nicest old man ever. He was just like, he's like, hey, and he was
It's
just,
always
like,
the nice
trying.
ones. I mean, come on. Look at Bill Clinton. He's nice as shit, but he's a rapist.
To be fair, but here's the thing. Like, he didn't care how long it took for us to shoot. He was just like, take your guys' time. I know you're student filmmakers. Just, take your time with everything. And like, there was a point where we had a light on him for like a solid almost 2 hours.
God.
And he was just like, yeah, that's fine. And then like he was just like, he came to me. He's like, in like very very
Just
broken
Thinking
English.
of that meme with the dog with everything on fire. It's
Yeah,
fine.
that's fine.
This is fine.
To be fair,
My
because
retinas are just burning, but it's fine. Yeah.
to be fair, we were waiting because once again my main actor, he did not speak Czech, which whatever. He did try his best. I give him that. He like tried to learn all his
How did it
lines.
sound?
Once again, I don't speak Czech.
Well,
I mean, the Czech students were laughing whenever he said something. So I was like, that's not good. But it works for the character because broken Czech.
So it was in Czech?
No, he had lines in English.
Okay.
There are 3 languages in my short: Italian, English, and Czech.
Okay, how much time did they actually speak?
There's like 4 lines in Italian.
I would have kept
But
it
hey,
Spanish,
no,
my
they
brother.
sounded nice as fuck in Italian. I'm not gonna
Okay.
lie,
Well,
because
it's
our
just
main
a
actress was
language
Czech.
sound, yeah.
Our main actress was Czech, and when she spoke Italian, I was like, wow.
Yeah. I don't think I ever walked on your set.
My set was the only one that shot like
Out of
outside
town.
of PSEC.
Your main actress was the like brunette version of our Anna, right?
Yeah. Mm,
Her profile view is. Her profile view is.
Oh yeah, we all know what Pez. is.
mm.
You know what I'm saying? He knows what he looks like. Inside and out. You feel me, Playboy?
But yeah, so my short was the only one that was shot outside of PSEC. We shot 20 minutes out in this town called Mirotice. Well, we shot in a town called Mirotice. That's how they pronounce it. So I'm just gonna go with it. It was really nice, and I didn't get as many stares actually as I do get here in PSEC. So that was also nice.
You know what stairs there?
Huh?
There weren't any stairs there? That is so stupid.
That was the worst joke.
No, I don't know. Christian was talking to his parents, and they asked me and Anna about the stairs that he was getting, and we just looked at each other like, "What are you talking about, dude? We didn't go up any stairs today."
Oh my god.
But
So like, what was the most difficult thing you had to deal with on set?
I can tell you straight. Well, there's a couple things I can say. First one is, like I said, our main actor, he didn't speak Czech, and he had one conversation that was full in Czech. In fact, we actually had to we're dubbing that in. So that's going to be where, Tommy Wiseau room a little bit. So, we have to dub that in the sound room this Thursday. But that you can ask anyone on my crew, that was the biggest setback. Because our even as fucked up and broken as our set was, it was still moving at a pretty solid pace. And we got all the shots we needed in and everything, because Megan and I were always on the same page. But we had to take almost 2 hours for him to try to learn his lines. And so we literally were just sitting there, waiting and waiting. And that's why the dude, he was just, so bless that old man's heart. He was just sitting there like, waiting for the guy to get it, waiting for him to get his lines. Yeah, and he literally came up to me with broken English, and he just goes, "Bathroom?" I'm like, "Of course." Of course. And then he goes, "Smoke?" I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead." But yeah.
Did everybody here meet their actors before the shoot? Was that?
I met one of my actors before the shoot.
So little did you know, when that old sweet man was asking for bathrooms and smokes, he's just stealing your shit and throwing it into like the toilet bowls to pick up later, like some Assassin's movie. He's just opening up the main water tank and just hiding shit in it.
He tried to kill y'all. He opened up a gas main and whatnot, trying to let y'all look on fire. Yeah, but Pez, did you? I didn't meet any of my actors beforehand. I saw pictures, but I didn't hear them speak.
I was able to meet most of my actors the night before the shoot, and I thought it was very cute because I gave them all these like little Czech-American flag pins as like a sign of our union or whatever. And it was very cute because the next day, what the fuck, Aaron?
I don't get it.
I don't get it either, Aaron. I guess Aaron thinks that that's like.
It's a thing.
If
you listen to the beginning of this podcast, it was.
So anyway, but what was cute was that one of my actors who was not shooting the next day. What are we talking about? Yeah, one of the actors that was not shooting the next day came onto my set and he was like wearing the pin still, and I thought that was very cute. Oh no, it was adorable.
My turn. The night before we started shooting, I met with my actors at a pub, and we just drank and talked about the script and everything, and yeah, it was pretty cool.
Real quick. I forgot that my dude who's playing the Russian, he came on set every day, and he didn't shoot really till like the half of the second day and the last day, and I was kind of nervous because I'm like, I know he doesn't speak English. What do I say? I'm black. Like, I don't. Yeah.
If you couldn't notice.
Yeah, hi. If you can't tell, I'm African American.
Not African like other people were accused of.
I'm not Africa. I don't hail from Africa. I'm from Wakanda. He's like, oh yes, Wakanda, yeah. Like movie.
We sell shirts.
Yeah.
There's like, I've seen so many Black Panther shirts at the stores here too. Like it's a thing here.
Yeah.
You ain't going to the right stores, motherfucker.
I hate you. I hate you so much, Christian.
You know how many
I
stores?
was playing I Love You. You know that.
What were we saying?
Oh, we're talking about actors. So whenever like my actors were around, I met like our main actor, but it's weird because I was calling them by their characters' names because I can't remember their real names. Yeah, I was like, all right, so Egon, what's up? I was like, okay, like, yeah. Oh, Joey, pass the mic.
Oh my bad.
Yeah, no, same. Like I just call them either Nina or Martin, and then sometimes I'd feel bad, and then I call them. I remember their name or ask someone. And like,
dude, I legit cannot remember.
George.
Yeah, but they're so cool. Like literally, when y'all see the film, it's like what they had to do and had to sit through. You guys are gonna see it, and it's like they're really they're at least tight. I know Egon had a little bit of a problem, but it's like he definitely had a look that my main actor.
Oh yeah.
He definitely had a look that I really did appreciate, and I felt that our commander apparently he's like a great actor in Prague and what I really respected, and it showed. Like I literally had to back out from a close up because he was giving me so many things, no homo, with his body that I want to show on film. I was like, I want to capture this performance. Nice. Yeah, dude, I felt it in my soul.
Half erect, not full, but half.
Dude, I got a little chub, but seriously, like I pulled back from a close to a mid because I'm like, he's moving, he's making these gestures. Like, let me
I
catch
can
all
relate
that.
to that because like the guy who played my character of Dominic, the one who was supposedly a pickpocket, he didn't do as much like body stuff, but his facial
so you had to push in for close up. Okay.
We almost all of his shots are close ups, and the way we shot is it's always facing down too.
Got you.
And his close ups are really good.
I think
he got into it. He got really into the role.
He got deep into it.
Way in there.
Ooh, he's hitting somebody's cervix and shit. Oh, but last thing I'll say is that, I think the only other thing I had really a challenge with was really getting the shots that I thought that would look the best, like putting the camera placement and whatnot. But honestly, more often, not forget about it, but just like sometimes disagree to the point where they just wouldn't even try it, and I'm like, it only happened like once or twice, but those once or twice I'm like, oh, maybe we could have done this, maybe we could have done that, but then again, the set I had, it would have been a lot of negative space maybe, so I do understand, but at least I would have liked to try it. But that was literally it, because everything else that I suggested we pretty much got, or was steadfast, and we got. Plus that one at the end, I was they called me Kubrick because we just kept running it, and I was like, yeah, we have to run it, like, you know.
Well, because they didn't have a follow focus on the fucking Ronin.
Yeah.
So it's, as far as I understood, he had to do it at a fixed focus and make sure he could keep everything in that focal point.
Yeah.
Which was the issue. If they had like a wireless follow focus, it wouldn't have been an issue.
Yeah. We didn't have a monitor. We didn't have a monitor. What other day? Well, everything's back. Yeah. Oh, well. Pez talking about a monitor that I think we bought it from his crew, and we never used it, so I don't give a shit. So as long as it's back and I'm not getting billed for it, hey, whatever.
Yeah.
So that was it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of it, I guess. That was some people talking about their being directors in the Czech or some shit.
Now,
like
if you want the drama episode, tune in next week.
No bull. Next week, I'm gonna have people come on and we're gonna just talk about like our experience here and piecing in the Czech. And I've got some stories. Whoever wants to come on has some stories. It might be pretty long, but it's gonna be just fun to listen to.
Yeah, you guys know the basis of my stories, which is racial related. Black. He's a black.
A teaser is I saw a man holding his child as the child shat. That's the teaser.
Yeah, you talking about
Yeah, we got some fun stories.
On set, like walking
right when we wrapped set, it was
Yeah.
literally across the bridge that we were filming on. I would have died if you saw it on the film.
Yeah,
That would have been actually a
holding his child
perfect
shitting on the
metaphor
cobblestone.
for the whole Czech
Yeah.
and Russian relationship.
Megan and I actually sneaked some tits in our short.
Oh, you lucky.
Oh man,
In one of the rooms.
was it your tits or like an actual
It wasn't my
female
tits,
breasts?
Were they lactating?
I wish.
Oh.
No. Is that the room we were shooting in? And I'm pretty sure that's why I got sick. Because I got sick after we wrapped shooting. Because I think the room
you
we
did.
were in,
Yeah.
I think the room we were in had like some diseases in there. Well, okay. So when Megan and I went in, when we were
Wasn't the
looking
best
at
milk.
the locations, there was softcore porn in one of the rooms we were in. And so Megan and I were like, oh shit, let's sneak that in. So then, in one of our shots, you're gonna see some tits, hopefully.
Yay, titties.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a magazine or like
It's
legit?
it's newspaper magazine, black and white tits.
Well, Pez got gypped.
You really oversized that.
Yeah, well, like I said, it's still tits.
But
just saying.
aside from printed tits, Pez got gypped. When you told me what you had to cut today, I well, hold on. I damn near cried. But Pez, tell the people.
I had a sex scene in the middle of my film, and it had to get cut because we didn't have time to film it.
Dude, he had a one full on sex scene, and then one of them he had like the aftermath, and I was like, bruh, do it. Granted, it wasn't his initial idea to do it, but I'm like, but I was really looking forward to being in our auditorium and looking at just full on, just get inside of that. Yeah, but yeah. Thank you guys for letting us. Let me talk in your ear for about 40 minutes.
Yeah, I'm not. That's not my syrup. What the fuck is wrong with you? All right. Anyway, yeah. So thanks for listening. I guess if you have, if not, I don't really give a fuck. Good night.
Real shit. Hey,
now.